Hello and welcome to AnubhavTrainings.com. In this Anubhav Learning Series session, we will discuss about how to create your first analytic list page application with the help of SAP S/4HANA CDS views. Please join us for the complete course on SAP S/4HANA development training with AnubhavTrainings.com. As we go through this demo session, you will learn what kind of skill set you can develop with us in our S/4HANA come ABAP on HANA developers training. So let's get started. In this session, I will show you using some sample demo table and creating a CDS view from the demo table. On top of that, we will be learning how to create OData services and finally adding the annotations to create a Fiori application of type Analytic List Page. Please note that Analytic List Page is one of the analytical application type which is available as part of Fiori Elements section under SAP Web IDE tool. So let's get started today's session with the introduction of our scenario first. So what do we see in this demo today? This step-by-step demo is to take you through the process of developing HANA optimized Fiori applications. Please note, this is just a demo. We will not be looking at the tool installation and the setting up of the right infrastructure for our development, and also the basic concepts about these concepts. We'll not be looking at them. Rather, we'll just cover one end-to-end flow to showcase how can you build an HANA optimized Fiori application. So our requirement here, as you can see in the screenshot, is to develop an application which is an analytic list page showcasing the test data of companies and their sales. And also you can see a beautiful chart in the middle which shows which company has got how much of sales. So let's go ahead and try to build this application step by step. So in step one, we will be creating our data model. So the new way of defining or exporting the data out of the system is core data services, or so-called CDS views. So let me quickly cover a brief introduction of what is a CDS view. A CDS view, or a core data service view, is enhancement of SQL in ABAP on HANA system. So what exactly has been enhanced? Which means whatever your SQL can do today, your CDS view can also do. Along with that, you will see CDS views are semantically rich data models. Why we call them as semantically rich data models? Because they offer an extremely amazing functionality, so-called annotations. These annotations will be responsible for driving your user interface as well as creating the services to expose the data out of SAP system easily. This is what we will be seeing in this demo. So let's take a practical example. I have sales data stored in SAP system for my business partners in a database table along with the business partner data. I have been given a task to develop an application which shows which business partner has given what amount of sales. To us. So as part of this requirement, we would have three aspects to look at. The first aspect is allowing end user to search sales data based on business partner company name, display the total sales data, sales order data in a table, And last is display an aggregated sales volume or sales gross amount result in a donut chart. So these are all the three things which user is expecting from us as a requirement. So let us go ahead and look at the step-by-step development of this POC. Please remember, I'm not covering the basic introduction of each topic here. This is just a demo session. So I will take you through the journey of building this, which will give you a perspective of what kind of applications today we can build with an ABAP on HANA or an S4 HANA system. These topics will be covered very much in detail when we will progress our course from scratch. This is just a demo. Let me go back to our ABAP system. So the new way of consuming ABAP application or developing ABAP application is utilizing so-called ABAP development tools on Eclipse. So this is our ABAP development tool on Eclipse. How do I set up this ABAP development tool on Eclipse? How I've got this system? All of these details will be covered in detail in our chapter number 1 starting tomorrow. So I will show you how to set up this, how to get it installed in your local machine, and how to use it for the first time as a developer. So what I will do is I will go here to this ABAP system which is already added, and now go to my local object and start creating a new CDS view first of all. As I mentioned, CDS views are semantically rich data model. So let me go to the creation of an object, and I will search here for core data services, and we will choose something called data definition. Let's click on next, and we'll give some name here, Z April Demo Business Partner. So first of all, my first CDS view will expose the business partner data. So how our flow will be, we will first go ahead and create a business partner data and sales data together, exposing out using CDS view, so-called data models. So I'm first creating a business partner view, which will read the buyer data. And then second, I will be creating a sales order view, which will combine this buyer data and the sales order data together. Let's finish. And now here we have to just choose the table name, just like you write your select queries today in ABAP system. Similarly, now you can write a very simple CDS view, which can expose the data of business partner from a database table along with its columns. As you can see here, system has generated a basic structure of this CDS view for us. Now what we will do is we'll go back inside and we'll quickly give a SQL view name. So what happens is when you activate a CDS view, system is going to also create a data dictionary view in SE11. Now I'll just go back and give some name here. And we will provide our data source, which is nothing but database table. As you can see also here, there are a lot of the other options. We will be exploring these options and discussing about them in our chapter number 12, when we'll start with introduction of CDS view from scratch. Right now, in the demo, I'll just show you creating one end-to-end scenario. SNWD BPA, this is the database table in S4HANA system for exposing the business partner data. Now I just go and press Control Space to show the shortcut. And now I will choose here the fields from this database table. So I'm only interested in company name, business partner ID, and this information. So I just keep this much. And now we can just save and activate our business partner view. So I just save this. And you can see the name which I've given on the top cannot be identical. So let's change this one on the top. So just keep demo BP, save it now, and activate our view. So now you can see our first CDS view is active. Very simple, just simply selecting data from a table and exposing 4 fields out. Please note that this node key is the primary key of this business partner table. Now the next table or next view which I want to create is the sales order view. So let's go and create a new sales order view. SO sales order data, and we'll say finish. Once again, a similar view gets created. Let's give a SQL view name. And now we will give here database table name for sales order. We give SNWD underscore SO. This is a sales order table in S4 system, which gives me demo data for sales order. Now what I'll do is I'll join this data with our last created business partner view. So let's go back to the business partner view, copy the name of the business partner view and put it here as business partner or as buyer. This is an alias name, and now we give the join condition between them. So this one I'll keep it as sales order. So sales order buyer GUID is equals to my buyer's node key. So what is happening here is basically we are creating a relationship between two database tables to expose the data centrally out. So now I go back and control space and inject all the fields from the sales order. I just want few of the fields, not all of them. So I remove majority of the fields and just keep the ones which I want. Yes. So we keep here only few fields. I'm just going to make my key as my sales order ID. Let me make that as my key. So I say sales order node key is my key field. And now I'm also selecting the data from my company name, business partner ID, buyer GUID, currency code, amount, and the status of the sales order. Let's save this and now activate. Got activated. Now we want to first preview this data as is, whether it is the relationship which we maintained is correct or not. So what I do is I can just press F8 and view this data coming out of CDS view here. Nice. But how can this data which you have got from the CDS view can be presented in a Fiori app the way we want? So our step number 1, which is data modeling for exposing the buyer and sales order data, is complete. We go to step number 2. So guys, we want to expose this data to a Fiori application. Now, many of you have worked on Fiori application, or some of you are absolutely new to Fiori application, which is fine. For this course, there is no Fiori knowledge required. What you just need to know is basics of a tool called Web IDE tool, which I will also cover during our classes. So right now, what I will do is I will go ahead and create a service which can provide the data to a Fiori app. Remember, Fiori Apps runs on the browser, and in order to consume data from SAP system through the browser, the only way is to expose an HTTP service. This HTTP service is called Odata service. So now we are going to create an Odata service out of CDS view. So we come back here and we will take leverage of so-called Fiori's SAP CDS based annotation concept, and I just add another annotation called odata.publish. And now I will just reactivate our CDS view. When you see that this OData service annotation is kept here, automatically my OData will be created. And now I can go back and show you that where is this OData available. If I just hover on this small icon, you can see this is my OData service, which is now created in the system. So we can also see the response of this OData service pretty easily. We can go to outline view here on the Eclipse, and now we can see OData exposure here, which means my CDS view is exposing an OData service. I can right click and I can say, just open this OData response. And now you will see it launches my browser and shows me the OData service which is created in the system. What we can now do is straight away go to the step 3, which is creating an analytic Fiori list application. Now to do this step number 3, we need also a tool, and this tool is called SAP Web IDE tool. We will cover setting up SAP Web IDE tool in our chapter number 14 with this step-by-step instructions. Please understand this is just a demo. Hence, I'm showing you one end-to-end flow of what we are going to do throughout this course. So now what I'll do is I go back to this Web IDE tool. As you can see, this is the tool which I have already installed in my machine. How to get this tool, we will cover more detail in our going forward classes. So now what I'll do is I will just go right click on the workspace to create a new project on this Web ID tool. Basically, I'm creating a Fiori application. So let's choose a project from template. And now we choose category as Fiori Elements. And over here we choose Analytic List Page. Let's click on Next. And now we give a project name. So I'm going to give a project name Z Sales Report. Give a title Demo Sales App. Namespace ETS. And now we'll give a description anubhavtrainings.com. I click on next button, and now it's time to choose our system as well as our service. So I'll go ahead and select our service system first of all, select my S4HANA system details, provide my credentials for ABAP system. It's connecting to ABAP system and loads all the services. Let's click here and find the name of the service which we just created. You can see it's available. I select and choose next. We'll wait for a file to come. So now what you get is this file from SAP system given to the Web IDE tool. We check this file and say next. Now it's time to choose an OData collection. So basically we created an OData service. In this service we get a collection created automatically. Now what is a collection? We will cover this topic in chapter number 10. So now I will just choose the OData collection, and then we can click on finish. You can also choose the table as a grid table for now, and I say finish button. So now you'll see a simple analytic report will be created for us, which is what was the outcome we needed for the end user. Let's run this Fiori app. So it is as simple as that. You see there is no coding from the Fiori side you need to learn. It's just that what you create on ABAP system will be consumed. Just need to know the basic steps along with the tool installation, so-called Web IDE, to be able to develop an application which works beautifully for end user. So now we will execute this application. You can see it is starting. I click on the app. You can see a tile is already created for this application. Let's click on the tile. And now this will launch our application. So that is our step number 3, where we're creating an analytic page Fiori app out of the box from the CDS based service. Let me provide my ABAP credentials. And now you'll see it is going to start our application for the first time. So that was our step number 3. But yet we did not tell the system what columns do I need in my table and what chart do I need. This we didn't tell to the system at the moment. We just told the system, which is my service, from where this app should take the data from. But we didn't tell yet what are all my columns in the table and what will be my chart going to show. So that's something we're going to do next. But before that, let's open. You see you get an error saying that there are no columns in your table. That's okay. Let's close. And now we choose, you can see on the screen, we've got 3 sections. The first section is called filter section, where your filter bar is going to come for search criteria. The second section is your chart section, and third section is your table section where the data is going to come. So at the moment, I don't see any data. Reason being, we have not informed the CDS view what data we want to show in the table. So I come back and click on the settings button, and I will choose at the moment all the fields. Okay, and now I see I have columns, and we can go to adapt filter button and also add the fields from the system. So I want to add company field, click on OK, click on Go. So now we will get a company field on the filter. Yes, on the filter, and we got the data at the bottom. You can see you've got all the data in a Fiori app. Awesome. But what I want is, I want to display this as my default output and company name and this table as a default output when I start my app. Okay, that is what I want. So this is where the step 4 comes into picture. We need to enhance the result with annotation. These annotations will be coded on the above side in the CDS view. So let me come back and say I want to add the company name as a selection field. So I can say @UI selection field, and I say position is 1. So I need first position a selection field as my company name. This is what I want initially when the output comes. Now also I want this column to be coming in the table. So my first column is partner ID, second company, third gross amount, fourth currency. So these 4 columns I want. So let me come back and I'll say my first column will be the partner ID. So @UI, and this time it's going to be table line items. So we use line item annotation with position 1. The second position column will be my company name. The third position column is going to be my amount of sales order, and fourth one will be my currency code. Just save this up and activate the CDS view once again. What next you have to do is go back, just reload your Fiori app, and you will see the result as a default result on your screen now. So by default, you are going to get company name as a selection field and a table with those 4 columns. Yes, there you go. You can see as I've added those annotations in the CDS view, as a result of that, I've got a company name and I've also got my 4 fields here on the screen. Fantastic, isn't it? So that is how these annotations will help you to build the new optimized HANA-based Fiori applications. We will be learning this much in detail. Don't worry, this is just a demo. I'm showcasing you one end-to-end flow so you can get some idea about what kind of applications are we going to build throughout this course and what kind of optimizations are we going to look at it. We will learn step by step, line by line, every single bit of it. Now, the last requirement is to bring a chart which shows the total sales per company. So for that, again, we are going to go back and add an annotation called chart annotation. So let's add a UI.chart annotation on the top, and we will provide the chart properties. So we have to first say what is my chart type. I say it is going to be a donut chart. So I'm using control space here to do code completion. So hashtag donut. In the next step, what I'm going to do is I will choose here the measures. So measures are always your numeric columns. What is that you're going to measure with this chart? So I'm going to measure the total gross amount using this chart. So that is my measure. Now, with regard to this measure should be projected on which axis of the chart. So we have to mention that also. So we have to say that measure is again the gross amount, and this measure will be projected on my x-axis, axis 1. Sometimes you may have multi-dimension charts. Suppose I want to show multiple measures, for example, total sales, net sales, and total profit, all 3 measures. So in that case, I can add maximum 3 axes on the chart. We're going to look at it more in detail as and when we progress in our course. Now, the second thing is this measure will be measured against which attribute. That's what we have to mention now, the dimensions. So we have to choose what are the possible dimensions. So we'll say this measure will be measured against company name. And then we will also say dimension attribute. Control space. My company name dimension will be discussed as a category. So I can say role will be a category. You can also have series of values. For example, I'm doing some kind of charting based on age group between 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 30, 30 to 45, 45 to 70. So in that case, this category will be changed to a series. So we'll look at some examples going forward. I will save this and we will just activate this. And let's see what happens. Come back to the Fiori app, just refresh on the Fiori app and let's see what do we get. Since we added a chart annotation, this Fiori application automatically going to interpret and it is going to show some result to us. You can see there is a beautiful chart which is showing here each sales order. You see this time it's showing at least each sales order per company, but our goal is to not see each sales order per company actually. Our goal is to see total sales per company. So in that case, I have to do a total. To do a total, now I have to go back and say this particular gross amount measure should be totaled. So at the rate default aggregation equals to, I need to add it as sum. So please total it up, the gross amount. I don't want to show individual sales order amount. Rather, I want to total based on my measure, uh, which is my measured core gross amount based on my company name. So system is now going to understand this annotation. It is going to behave accordingly. Let's activate again. So don't worry guys, this is just a demo. I'm showcasing you the capabilities step by step without any copy paste of code. But later on when we go to the course, we'll see each and every bit of it more in detail, including the syntax and all the possible options which are there in the system. Let me come back. So last time you were seeing the sales order. Every sales order in this chart was huge bunch of data, but now it should do an aggregation. It should do a total automatically for the sales per company and show me a chart accordingly, the total sales per company. Let's come back, reload now. Once again, our analytic list page report. And now you see you got total sales, SAP, Del Monte, Tech Home, Asia High Tech. So now you're getting total sales. You can also maximize this. So this is a default screen which gets created for us automatically in the system. You can also maximize your table. So this is the sales data. And what else could be better? You can go back here and you can search per company sales, and the chart and the table both will automatically change. So you see the total sales by SAP, and this total is also depicted over here. Nice, isn't it? So this is the way, the new way of developing applications as compared to the classical ABAP based applications. These are all the new dimension, new ways to build applications and mesmerize your user with Fiori experience. You can also change the chart type here directly. So maybe I can go back to chart settings, and you can also change here different parameters, including the chart type. So let me just see how can we change the chart type. Here we have, and we can make a column chart now. You can see, you can make a column chart, you can make a bar chart. So all of these capabilities comes out of the box with this analytic list page application, which we had built in just 30 minutes. So now let's also look at the SAP Certified Development Specialist certification course for relevant for this ABAP on HANA course. So this is the course code eHANA AW16 or 14 you can choose. This course is totally 90-minute course, and you can take it from SAP Learning Hub directly. There are about 56% course, which is the passing score for 16th, and for 14, 65% is the passing score for certification. The reference books are, these are all the reference books which you can refer for clearing the certification exam. It's an associate level course, and this is the breakup of the topics in which the certification questions will come from. So we will be touching upon all of these topics so that at the end of this course, you should be able to clear the certification exam as well. I will guide you through the interview questions also throughout this course. With that, it's a wrap on today's session. Thank you so much for being with us today. And I wish all of you that you will be part of this course starting today. Today was our first session, just an introduction. Of course, from tomorrow's class, we will start how to set up your development environment in your local system. This is what we will be seeing in the tomorrow's class. The course is timings are 7 to 9 p.m. on weekends. This is the course timing when you can come and attend the live classes. With that, Anubhav signing out. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day and see you tomorrow.